Hello everyone, welcome to another fun installment of grammar. This is our second week of grammar together. This time we're going to be taking action, learning about our ER verbs using en and negation. Let's get started. Okay, we're going to start with the basics. ER verbs are, get this, verbs which end in ER, and they follow the exact same pattern to make them match the nouns, right, to conjugate them. And so, not all verbs that happen to end in ER do fall in this category, so be careful. In general, ER verbs are your largest category and they will be helpful for you, but you definitely don't want to fall into the trap that all verbs ending in ER automatically follow this pattern. You'll learn ones that end in ER that don't follow this pattern later on this semester. All right, but let's learn the pattern, because it will be exceptionally useful for you to extrapolate with as the semester continues. Je. So if I am talking, then an ER verb will end in E. Tu. If you, singular, is talking, it will end in ES. Il, elle, I. Nous, ONS, on. Vous, easy, A. And il ou elle will end in ENT, but you never pronounce the ENT. You never pronounce the ENT. I'm going to say it one more time. You never pronounce the ENT. This is something that will trip you up probably for your next bit, but you don't get to say the ENT under any circumstances when it is an il or elle form of the verb. So it's just there for show. I know French. I wasn't there when they invented it. They made some choices. All right. So, to give you an example of this, we have je travaille, which is I work. Tu travailles, you work. Elle travaille, she works. Nous travaillons, we work. Vous travaillez, y'all work, or you formal work. Ils travaillent, they work. I'm going to say them again, and this time I want you to listen and then repeat. Je travaille. Tu travailles. Elle travaille. Nous travaillons. Vous travaillez. Il travaille. Wild, I know. All right, so that is the basic introduction to ER verbs. The beauty of it is that is the ending pattern that you will then follow for all others like it. So just keep keeping on. Another example for you. Je marche. Tu marches. Il marche. Nous marchons. Vous marchez. Elle marche. Again, I'm going to do the listen and repeat excitement. So, écoutez, répétez. Je marche. Tu marches. Il marche. Nous marchons. Vous marchez. Elle marche. Now we get to move on to the beauty of en. Now I touched on this last week because I have a love affair with phrases which use en. It's used to make generalities or to talk about the group at large without any specifics, right? And so there are lots of idiomatic phrases that use en. My personal favorite is on se casse, which literally means one breaks or one is breaking, but it ends up translating to let's go. Let's all go. Let's get out of here. And it uses on se casse. Oh, and look at that. I even wrote it out for you. And it's used in a great number of colloquialisms, for real, though. Like on y go is one of my personal favorites because it uses a beautiful mixture of English and French, and it means let's go. In French, you would say on y va to say let's go, literally, but a lot of people say on y go, or they did probably like 3 years ago in France. I can't speak to today, but it was a really hip statement back in the day, and it's still something you'll hear from time to time, on y go. And so, On is kind of important, particularly for you to listen to for your first while learning French, and know that they're talking about a generality. All right, finally, you tell somebody no and not ne pas. So it's a hug of negation. That's how I like to phrase it. That's how I like to think about it. Je n'aime pas is I don't like, right? You'll notice the ne and the pas are surrounding the verb. It's the same with il ne travaille pas. He doesn't work. Well, he must have won the lottery or something, right? Il ne travaille pas. So you're going to say ne pas. Je ne hamna pas. No matter what the verb is, it goes in the middle of that. So tu ne hamna pas. Ne pas. Only in very special circumstances will ne and pas exist near each other in a sentence, in the sense that they will be exactly next to each other. And there should be no reason for you to be at a level where you're using ne and pas next to each other for some time. So make sure there is a verb in the middle of ne and pas. Like, vous ne chantez pas. And then there's the beauty of stress pronouns. So when you're listing people or making a list of like, oh, Terry and I went to, right? You're going to be using stress pronouns in French. And fortunately, it doesn't follow the pattern of Terry and I. It becomes moi, which is me. So it would be Thierry et moi, ou Jeanne et toi, Marc et Louis, et Jaune et elle. So you've got moi, toi, lui, elle. Moi, toi, lui, elle. And then of course nous stays nous, as it will often, and you're gonna love nous. It's one of my favorites because it's so uncomplicated. And then vous is vous, and then il or elle becomes Say it with me. So you have moi, toi, lui, elle, nous, vous, Alex et toi, vous travaillez ce soir. Meg et moi, nous allons au cinéma. The beauty of stress pronouns is they allow you to list people specifically. The problem is they often make making that verb match a little bit more difficult, so be careful with things like Alex et toi and Meg et moi. Because of course, if I'm part of the group, it's nous, but if somebody else is part of the group, it becomes vous, or alternatively, if I'm not speaking directly to them, it could be they. And that is all I have for you guys today. I hope that you enjoyed this grammar lesson, and I look forward to seeing you in class.